it's me, Shantae, with It's All About Me. So, I wanted to do something to help myself, which I think will help others. And that's pretty much talk things through about life. Um, it's always an adventure in my life. It's always something going on between my children, trying to start my own business, my health, along with my other family members. Um, so it's kind of crazy in my life, but I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, not many people still have their family around to even go through craziness with. There are some people that don't have their mother, and I still have mine. I thank God for that every day. There are many people that can't seem to get themselves into the position of even trying to start a business, although they thought about it for about 10 years. I'm going to be honest, I've thought about it for 10 years. And finally getting out there and doing it myself. It's been a long journey. It's been a rough journey. Everything I've been through has helped me to get to this point, though. I can admit to that. And I am thankful for that because without my past, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be the strong woman that I am today because, goodness gracious, I've been through a lot. And although I know there are others that have been through way more than I have, there are other women that have been through way more than me. I get that. But for me, I've been through a lot. And I'm not proud of every single thing and every way I've handled the things that I've been through. But nonetheless, they got me to where I am today. And that I am proud of. And that I am happy for. I'm finally in love with me again. I'm finally happy with who I am. I'm finally happy with who I will be becoming. I'm happy with the way I handle things now. I've grown and I've matured so many ways since trying to start my business and since finding another outlet spiritually. But the spirituality is a story for another day. Today is just about me introducing what I will be doing, introducing who I am and why I'm doing what I will be doing. Because like I said, I feel it will be very helpful for me, and I think it will be helpful for someone else. And that's something that I love doing, is helping people. I always try to help people the best way I can. Even if I don't know you, I'm always thinking of ways to help people. And I may not always be able to financially help everyone I know, but I am always able to do something that can help them get to where they want and need to be. And so I do try my best to do that. And not many people take me up on my offer, of course. But I do offer and I do try my best to contribute when asked to. It's not out of trying to get recognition for it, because Lord knows that's the last thing I want to do is be recognized for something that I've done for someone else, because then you have those that are, well, you did such and such and such and such for so-and-so, so why you can't do this for me, so that I don't want to do it for the recognition. I just like to help people, and that was one of the reasons why I did want to go into the social work industry. But I also decided that the way things are set up, as far as the placement of kids being back in the home, and even when they've been abused and misused and everything else in between, they are put back into that home because that is their mother or that is their father, and they like to keep them with their family as long as possible. And I don't think that every situation requires for that, but at the same time, those are their parents, and I understand that. But I know it's not for me because I would have to hurt someone. So, I decided not to do that. And it took me some years and some jobs to go through to figure out what I finally wanted to do. And it actually took me some, not fails, because I can't even say fails, because you have to try to succeed in order to fail. And I didn't do that with the other business ideas that I had. The other business ideas that I never even really attempted to do in fear of people not being accepting of it, or the fact that there were many other people out there doing it. And I still have that same fear with my home baking business. But at this point, I know that I'm good at this. I know that this is what I was put on earth to do, is bake. Because even if I don't get a paycheck for this, I love it. Even though I cannot get a paycheck for this, I see myself doing this, So it's not just about a paycheck for me. This is what I love doing. So why not get paid while doing something that I love? And that's the misconception I had before of wanting to do my other business ideas. I was doing it because I knew it could get money. I was doing it because I knew other people were doing it and I could do it too, But with this, I know other people are doing it and I can do it too, but this is something that I love. This is something that I would do on a regular basis of just sitting in my house on a Sunday baking dessert. So, it took a lot of time for me to figure it out, but I'm glad that I finally figured it out and am able to do it. It took a lot of trial and error to get to this point of happiness, to get to this point of peace, to get to this point of loving me again, because I lost myself in so many ways of work and marriage and children that I didn't even realize that I was losing myself, honestly, until I found myself. And, a lot of people say that. And some people are like, well, what do you mean? Well, how could you lose yourself? It's so easy to lose yourself and get wrapped up into being everything to everybody else and being nothing to yourself. It's so easy to just forget about the way you look and focus on someone else. It's so easy to just forget about what makes you happy and try to make someone else happy. It's so easy to just forget about what you like and focus on the things that other people like. I used to love watching basketball. I love it. Watch it on my own. But then at some point down the line, between having children and in relationships and marriage, that I just lost all connection with it. I couldn't tell you who was playing other than the popular ones. I couldn't tell you how many points somebody got in the game. I couldn't tell you who's the point guard. I couldn't tell you a lot of things about basketball for so many years. But then at the end of my marriage, when I really started to wake up and really started realizing, like, hey, you are a person. Hey, you are something besides a wife and a mother. Hello, get it together. But at that point, I did start getting back into basketball and watching the basketball games with my husband. And, even when he would be out working, I would text him like, you watching the game, or did you get to catch a glimpse of it, or you know what I'm saying? Like it was just something we would do together eventually. But as I started to realize I needed to become me again, our marriage came to an end. And sometimes I do regret it, but most times I don't. And I think it's the fact that I truly loved him is the reason I regret it. Because, of course, I'm like any other person. You want it to work out with the one you love. You do. No matter how hard you try to hide it or deny it, you do. You do want it to work. But when it doesn't, you have to accept that. You have to move on. And that's where I was. Once we had our daughter, I could feel the shift in him. And for so long, I've tried to ignore certain things because I wanted things to work and I wanted my marriage to be my only marriage. But I had to let it go. I can't make someone be who I know they can be. I can't make them do that. I can't make someone want more for themselves than what they have. I can't make someone change their outlook of life. I can't make someone truly believe in themselves the way I believe in them. And I had this conversation with my sissy, is that I was so willing to know what to do for him in order to support him as a wife in his business ventures, that when it comes to me, I'm completely lost and shy and fearful. But when it comes to supporting somebody else, I know what to do. I know you got to make flyers. I know you got to put out on social media. I know you got to do this walking and passing out stuff. And I know you got to do word of mouth. And you got to have this set up and that set up. And you got to just know everything to do under the sun. Know how to make it work. Know how to set it up. Know how to do this and this and that. I could be the word of mouth for you. But when it comes to myself, I don't have that same ambition and that same go-getter attitude. Like, I know how to sell stuff, of course. And I know that I can talk people into buying things from me. But I still have that fear of what if? What if they don't like it? What if they give me a bad review just because. You know, what if they start talking about me? What if they, it's just a whole bunch of what ifs. The what ifs keep swirling around in my head. And I keep reading these articles and quotes to try and help me to stay focused and to get out of those negative thoughts. And they have been helping me, honestly. They really have. Even with my new meditation things, it has been helping me. And it's making me gain my confidence back, and it's making me gain everything that I've left behind before come back. Because honestly, I thought that I was, oh, I'm just maturing. Oh, I'm the wife and mother. Oh, I got everything under control. I really didn't. Because I look at myself then and I look at myself now, I'm a totally different person. Totally different person. Like, I mean, there were still me things in there, don't get me wrong. But I love who I've become now. I'm stronger. So much stronger. So much happier. And I'm not worried. Like, I'm not worried. I used to worry, like, well, if this happens, what am I going to do? If that happens, what am I going to do? Now, it's like, okay, so if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. If that happens, this is what I'm going to do. Then I have something that happens for that, and this is what I'm going to do if this happens, and this is what I'm going to do if that happens. And I just have so many different angles and perspectives now of life, of my business, of just my growth and my relationships with people, because as I am in the transition of getting a divorce, I still have friends and I still have people that are seeking more than a friendship from me. And although I'm not technically ready for that because I'm just finding myself again, I'm not overlooking it and I'm not pushing it to the side as to no, never again. No, I'm not doing that. But right now at this moment in my life, I don't see that happening tomorrow. Like maybe months from now, because I do have a goal list that I have set up for the next 3 to 6 months. And maybe it can happen within those 3 to 6 months. Maybe. I don't know. And I won't rule it out. And I honestly don't care if it is or if it isn't in the next couple of months, because that's not going to make or break me. Like, I'm happy being who I am. And I'm not going to say that there aren't times where I want to lay next to my significant other, because that's what I'm used to doing. But I've come accustomed to loving laying next to my children. I've come accustomed to laying there next to the baby, because I can't say laying by myself, because I think I've laid by myself maybe all of 3 times since my youngest daughter has been born, okay? But there's no here or there. But I've become so comfortable with where I am that it doesn't matter if that happens or if it doesn't happen. So I'm learning to trust the process and let things be the way they need to be and not force them, not get upset, none of that anymore, because at the end of the day, things happen the way they are supposed to happen. And the things that aren't in place will fall into place the way they're supposed to. So there's no need to rush it. There's no need to force it. It just needs to happen and flow the way that it flows. You know, I spend a lot of time trying to read and become more knowledgeable over business, over confidence, and things of that nature to help me and to give me the guidance and strength that I need in order to be a successful businesswoman. Because there's not too many black successful businesswomen that live an everyday life. So I want to be that person for my children. You know, it's a blessing to be able to have the knowledge that I do have in order to be that person for my children. Put a lot of time and effort into that. I love being a mommy. I love my children so much. And I think they give me the strength to do the things the way that I've been doing them. And I just, continue to grow as a woman and continue to do what I need to do. So as I come to an end to this video, I like to say to remember to smile, because it's contagious. You don't know how many people's lives you could change with just one smile. Until next time.